When the man who dreamed up Spider-Man, Iron Man, and the Avengers took his final bow, the entire world of heroes fell silent. The pages of countless comic books seemed to pause. The Marvel logo itself felt a little dimmer. Stan Lee, the man who turned ink and imagination into icons, passed away at 95. And with him, the world lost not just a creator, but a dreamer. His death marked the end of an era, but his legacy continues to blaze brighter than ever across pages, screens, and generations of hearts that he inspired. From the moment you first read the words, "With great power comes great responsibility," you were hearing the heartbeat of Stan Lee. He didn't just write comic books, he created moral lessons wrapped in adventure. He taught kids and adults alike that true strength doesn't come from muscles or magic, but from compassion, courage, and character. Humble beginnings, the boy who dreamed. Born Stanley Martin Lieber on December 28, 1922 in New York City, Stan's story began far from the glitz and glory of Hollywood. His parents were Romanian immigrants struggling to survive the Great Depression. Their tiny apartment in the Bronx was cramped and money was scarce. But what young Stanley lacked in luxury, he made up for in imagination. He devoured adventure stories, movies, and novels, anything that transported him to a better world. He dreamed of being a writer, a storyteller, someone whose words could make people feel something. Little did he know his words would one day build an entire universe. At just 17 years old, he landed a job at Timely Comics, a small publishing company that would later become Marvel Comics. His tasks were simple: refill inkwells, fetch lunch, and erase pencil marks. But Stan was watching, learning, absorbing everything. He admired artists like Jack Kirby and Joe Simon, and within months, he was writing small filler stories under a pen name, Stan Lee. He saved his real name, Stanley Lieber, for the serious novels he thought he'd one day write. But fate had other plans. The birth of heroes. In 1941, at just 19 years old, Stan got his first big break. He wrote a Captain America story called Captain America Foils the Traitor's Revenge. For the first time, his name appeared in print. It was a small story, but it was the start of something monumental. After serving in the U.S. Army during World War II, as a part of the division that created training films and propaganda comics, Stan returned to his passion for storytelling. But by the 1950s, the comic book industry was struggling. Sales were down, and superheroes were losing their shine. Stan was close to quitting. He felt trapped writing formulaic stories that lacked depth or meaning. Then came a moment that would change everything. His wife, Joan, told him something simple yet profound. If you're going to quit anyway, why not write one comic the way you really want to write it? Stan took her advice and poured his heart into a new kind of hero story. The result was the Fantastic Four in 1961. It broke every rule in the book. These heroes fought among themselves, made mistakes, and felt real emotions. Readers loved it, and suddenly, Stan Lee's creative revolution had begun. The Marvel Age of Comics. From that moment, the hits kept coming. The Incredible Hulk, Iron Man, Thor, Doctor Strange, Daredevil, the X-Men, Black Panther, and of course, Spider-Man. Each one a masterpiece of human complexity wrapped in adventure. Spider-Man, co-created with Steve Ditko, became a cultural phenomenon. He wasn't a billionaire or a god. He was Peter Parker, a shy teenager from Queens juggling school, family, and responsibility. That was Stan's magic. He made readers see themselves in their heroes. As he once said, "I wanted them to be real people who happen to have superpowers, not super people who happen to act like real people." His characters reflected the world around him. Through the X-Men, he spoke about prejudice and discrimination. Through Black Panther, he broke racial barriers, giving readers a powerful Black superhero long before Hollywood embraced diversity. Through Iron Man, he explored guilt, ego, and redemption. Stan Lee wasn't just writing stories, he was writing life lessons. He proves that comics could be intelligent, emotional, and socially relevant. Excelsior, the voice of Marvel. By the late 1960s, Stan Lee had become more than just a writer. He was the voice of Marvel. His monthly column, Stan's Soapbox, connected directly with readers. He spoke to fans as equals, using humor, optimism, and warmth. He reminded readers to believe in themselves, to fight bigotry, and to never lose hope. And then came the Marvel explosion: animated shows, toys, conventions, and eventually movies. Through every step, Stan was there, smiling, greeting fans, and shouting his famous catchphrase, Excelsior, meaning ever upward. He was the face of Marvel long before there were red carpets and billion-dollar blockbusters. The cinematic universe and Stan's second rise. When the Marvel Cinematic Universe began in 2008 with Iron Man, Stan's dream finally came to life in full color and sound. Decades of storytelling had paved the way for an empire unlike anything the world had seen. Each movie carried Stan's DNA, from Tony Stark's flawed brilliance to Captain America's unshakable integrity. His characters had evolved, but their hearts remained pure. And then there were the cameos. Oh, the cameos. In every Marvel movie, fans searched for that brief, delightful moment when Stan Lee would appear selling hot dogs, delivering mail, or cracking a joke. Each cameo was like a wink from the man who started it all, a reminder that the legend was still watching over